Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Supervisor Jeffries.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No single item generates as much hostility from the public as compared to what's happening on the 91 and the 15. Arguably one of the greatest transportation failures of modern man is that interchange all the way out to Green River. Was Stantec? You just indicated they were involved in the initial design of the traffic flow for that interchange, and if they were, why would we use them again?
No, Stantec is the consulting firm that helped with the traffic and revenue projections that supported the financing. So they did not design the road, but they helped evaluate how many vehicles we should put through to ensure that we can pay the debt service. And so they have intimate knowledge of the assumptions that went into our projections, and they also do modeling. But let me ask David, I'm sorry. They didn't do modeling for the original.
I believe our executive director has some comments as well.
Okay, thanks, Ann.
In terms of the 91 project, Stantec, as Jennifer mentioned, has been responsible for the traffic and revenue studies for the corridor. In terms of establishing the project itself, that was the result of an extensive plan that was put in place, the 91 major investment study that had a suite of different improvements for the 91 corridor. The project that we built is but one of the many projects that were included in that major investment study. The project that we built, which is added 2 additional lanes of traffic, still doesn't provide the capacity that's needed on that corridor. This project, when it was developed, was known that it would take us from one level of service of F to another. And as sadly, that is much the case with almost every single project we now build in Riverside County. As soon as we build a project, the traffic is there. We've got congestion almost right back to pre-project levels. So the 91 project has added significant capacity to the 91 corridor. The original plan on that corridor in order to address the traffic volumes was that we needed 22 lanes on the 91 corridor, which we'll never be able to build. So the project that we just opened, that it's unfortunate that there's a perspective that the project is a failure, in that project is an investment of $1.4 billion into a corridor. We've added additional lanes of capacity. More needs to be done. Where that money comes from to build additional capacity, I'm not sure. But the project in and of itself is a significant and important project. And whether or not we will ever be able to build a Corridor A, which is another 4 to 6 lane corridor, or the tunnel between Riverside County and Orange County, I don't know where the money will ever come from. But the project that we built is operating. Yes, it needs revisions at some of the entrances and exit points of the toll facilities. But the project that we've designed and built is working as it was intended. Although not to the satisfaction of those who travel that corridor. That corridor is always going to be congested, and we're not going to be able to build our way out of it.
Well, and if I may continue, it is not working as it envisioned on the 15. The 15 used to start backing up at Cahauco. It now starts backing up in the city of Lake Elsinore at Lake Street. And it has resulted in a massive failure for the movement of commuters in the morning. So much so that you now have commuters getting off the 91, going into the Corona, getting back on at Ontario just to try and get back into the toll lanes, backing the 15 up all the way to Lake Elsinore. It is a failure in that valley, a terrible engineering failure. If this company is going to be able to turn that around, I'm all for it. But if this company is going to spend $600,000 and not turn it around, what's the point of spending the money? I mean, we need solutions. We need changes. You have a quarter mile to get into the toll lanes on the 15 when there's a mile and a half of pavement that is not available to get onto the toll lane. So I don't understand this. We've got to do something. And if these people are the right people, I'm all on board. But if they're just going to come back with an invoice and we're going to live with the same thing, I don't need to show my support for this. I apologize for my frustration, but it is worse than it has ever been on the 15, worse.